They spied on my campaign.
There's no real evidence of that.
Of course there is. It's all over the place. Leslie,
Sir,
they spied on my campaign and they got caught.
Can I say something? You know, this is 60 Minutes.
One eternity later.
News alert, we just got a peek inside Obama's black book, and it turns out Barack knew the Russia hoax was a hoax all along.
Got him! Got him!
What's up, everybody? It's your girl Mika, and you're watching the Red Cup Podcast, where truth, pop culture, and politics meet. What's up, everybody? It's your girl Mika, and we're back for another Red Cup Talks, because this is where truth, pop culture, and politics meet. And as you guys can see, I am on the road indeed. Okay. Voila. What's up, y'all? What's going on today? What's going on, Q-Tar? What's going on, Marquavius? What's going on, Chaffer? What's going on, Sugar Shane? What's going on in your car? Mr. Renegade? Hola, Edre. Okay. What's going on, everybody? Yeah, so you guys, I could not do a live stream, of course, the other day because I was on the road and I got stuck at the airport, okay? And I got stuck yesterday at the airport. It's just a lot, but I'm okay today. I don't have to do any travels until basically Monday, so I will be in here. But I wanted to come on live because I didn't get to do one on Thursday. And I hope you guys can hear me. Let me know if you can't hear me. But I didn't get to do a live stream Thursday, and I didn't get to do one on Friday because I was traveling. So I am doing an impromptu today. Okay, so you got to bear with me. Thank you, Mozzie. I appreciate that. You guys got to bear with me because I don't have my fancy little screens and on my gadgets, so I can't look this way, this way, this way. All right. What's going on, y'all? My audio's good? You sure? What's going on, Quick Fix? All right. All right, you guys. So here we go. All right. So I wanted to come on because we had a lot of things that happened this week that I didn't get to talk about. But one of the things that just happened that I really, really, really want to talk about is, of course, Tulsi Gabbard and all of the release. Okay, of Obama knew about the Russia hoax, of course, right? So I want to get into that, but I also want to get into what's going on in LA, and I want to get into this whole gerrymandering thing, which Ratchet Crockett is talking about a lot because of the seats in Texas. So I want to get into that, okay? I want to get into that, and if we have time, because I do got a lot of stuff to do in a little bit, but if we have time, I also want to get into Barack Obama's other stuff, okay? What's going on, Tyrone? All right. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start. Let's go ahead and get into this first topic. So if you guys don't know, all right, out there in good old LA, okay, ICE is, of course, getting a lot of people upset because they are taking people in. But what a lot of people aren't talking about is that there are a lot of people that are lying about ICE. And of course, you know, ICE has been getting attacked. Well, this woman right here takes the cake. I want you guys to see this story because I'm telling you, I flat out fell out when I heard it. Here we go.
An undocumented woman is facing federal charges after allegedly faking her own kidnapping, accusing ICE agents to then apparently solicit donations through GoFundMe.
Fox 11's Gina Silva live in Highland Park with more on what we know about 41-year-old here. Gina.
Alex, Christine, it is quite a story. According to federal agents, the woman was in Bakersfield. She was staying there. She was safe, unharmed. Meanwhile, her family was out here in Los Angeles claiming that she had been kidnapped by masked men and taken to the border. Investigators say none of it was true.
Ask for our authorities to not close our eyes to our families. This is not the only family going through this.
On June 30th, the family of Yuriana Julia Pelaez Calderon held a press conference claiming she had been kidnapped, possibly by federal agents. They pointed to her vehicle, saying it was abandoned in the parking lot of a Jack in the Box in South Los Angeles, and evidence of her disappearance.
There's plenty of families going through this nightmare right now where we don't know where our relatives, where our loved ones are at this moment.
It turns out, according to Homeland Security, Calderon wasn't missing at all. Investigators say surveillance video clearly shows Calderon calmly exiting her vehicle at the Jack in the Box and willingly getting into another vehicle before leaving the area. Federal agents found her shopping at a market in Bakersfield. The 41-year-old undocumented woman who lived in South Los Angeles is now facing federal charges, including conspiracy and making false statements to federal officers.
Several individuals could be facing charges in this case. It is, of course, the person who is making these false statements that could lead to criminal charges, but also any family members who were also putting forward this narrative.
Legal analyst Mary David points out that because the family created a GoFundMe account to raise money while claiming Calderon had been kidnapped, that could open the door to potential fraud charges. In addition, the attorney could also be in trouble. According to the federal complaint, he claimed Calderon was taken to a San Isidro detention center, and when she refused to sign deportation paperwork, Calderon was punished and transferred to a warehouse at an undisclosed location.
If the attorney knew that the statements were false, they can face charges as well. But even if they don't face criminal charges, there certainly could also be civil penalties if they didn't do their due diligence, if they violated any code of ethics.
If convicted, Calderon faces up to 10 years in
Calderon going to jail. Okay, she going to jail. That's where she going. What's up, Renee? Yeah, she going to jail. Okay, and that's because they are allowed to do these things. When I tell you they're allowed to do these things, it's so much going on right now with ICE and these visas. It's wild. And oh, hey, you guys, I want to bring up my girl, Kelly. What's going on, Kelly?
Hey, girl, how you doing?
I'm out of town, but I'm still going to do these streams.
I know that's right.
Thursday, and I couldn't get to it yesterday because I was traveling. So I'm doing it today. Did you see what I just played?
No, I didn't. I'm just getting to the computer. What you talking about?
No, I'm going to give you a heads up. So what I just played was a woman who supposedly was kidnapped by ICE. And they had all these people out there. Yes. They had people out there talking about she was kidnapped by ICE and that she was, people are being disappeared. That's their words. The people are being disappeared. And lo and behold, she was at a Jack in the Box. She got another car. Yeah. She got out of another car, went into another car. LA is a police state. I don't know why people try it in LA. I don't know why they try it. Cameras everywhere. Right. And so she got out the car, went to another car, and boom. Before you knew it, they found her. And she was doing this for a GoFundMe.
Oh, she was scamming.
It was wild. But this is the environment that they're doing, that they're putting these ICE agents in because everybody can say that they're being disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
When they're really not.
Right.
Like when I tell you that it's wild, it's so many stories. But when I saw this one, I was just like, ma'am, why would you do this in the open? And she literally got out her car and went across the street.
I don't get it. Like, you go, maybe they really think they're gonna get away with it. I don't know.
I don't know what they think. I really don't know what they think. But when I saw it, I said, oh no, I gotta talk about this. So that was wild, right? Like so wild. But what I also want to talk about and continuing with everything we're talking about because I just wanted to open with that, right? But here's the thing. LA is crazy. And so LA was supposed to have, everything going on good. Look, I got my little notes because I don't have my gadgets like I do at home. So in LA, right? You remember Palisades? Palisades caught on fire.
Oh, yes.
Burned, right? Okay. And you remember Trump going down there or over there and saying, hey, this is what we're going to do, all this good stuff. And they were saying they were going to cut the red tape and not do this and not do that. Gotcha. Well, they did not keep their promises. Okay. So they have this thing where they're going to now do housing developments.
Wait, for who? Not for them people.
I want you to see this.
Okay.
What?
Ross Greenberg is a Palisades resident who is trying to get back into his home. Ross, you are committed to rebuilding. I know you live just a few blocks away here. What's happened with that process? You've submitted all your paperwork.
We submitted our permits in April. We were approved early June. We were ready to build. We have to now grade our land, and that's been an ordeal. We've been waiting 6 weeks for that permit, but we've been told multiple things. First thing was they wanted us to put up a sign that waited 30 days to notify our neighbors of the excavation. We don't have a neighbor right now. Their home was lost as well. That was waived on Friday. Then we were told yesterday we need a grading bond. I'm not quite sure what that is because the amount that we're grading is more than 250 yards. We're doing this removal and recompaction. So we're removing 5 feet of soil, recompacting it so we can build our foundation. So we can't do.
First of all, he don't even know what the bond is, what this or that is. They are dragging these people along. Now, this is this man's foundation, from his house. Look at it.
Yeah,
And
I see.
He's paying for it all. He's paying for it all now. Okay, here we go.
Anything until that's taken care of.
So you've got contractors waiting. Your contractor's sitting on go and has been since what, June, April?
June.
Well, what happened? They said this was all going to be fast tracked.
My office is leading the city effort to clear the way. Red tape, bureaucracy, all of it must go.
We need to do more, and we need to be better in terms of accelerating these efforts.
I mean, look around. How many houses are being constructed? I think there's maybe a dozen right now under construction. They've forgot about the Palisades. I mean, it's not the focus. I know, President Trump came here a few months ago and sat with Karen Bass, and they talked about expediting. I mean, we'd love for him to come back and meet her or meet the residents again. I know, Rick Grinnell is his czar. We haven't really heard much from him. He's been a little MIA. It'd be great to have him come back and help us as well. Now that the federal government has left, I think people are going to start to see what's happening locally.
Look,
I'm not laughing at that man, but I'm laughing at the fact that you guys keep voting for these people and think that they're going to do something, right? And then Democrats and liberals spent all their time the last 2 years talking about that Project 2025, right? They should have been worried about Project 2030.
I know what you talking about, them smart cities.
Right? And so with that, I want to move into this. Okay, here we go.
Gavin Newsom has been accused of lying about California's intention to conduct a land grab within the areas hit by the Los Angeles fires. His honesty is like California's power grid, unreliable and prone to sudden shutdowns. I'm sure this is just all some right-wing conspiracy theory with absolutely no evidence to back it up, except for this. Last week, Newsom allocated $101 million to developers for low-income housing in areas affected by the January fires. This decision was just days after Newsom signed a rollback of environmental regulations that had previously hindered the construction of multi-unit housing, also known as urban infill. You heard me right. They pulled back on environmental regulations. You know the last time a California liberal killed an environmental rule? That was a trick question. It's never happened before.
Please like, comment, and subscribe.
Gavin Newsom has been accused.
They actually have a bill, okay, that California is going to use to take those people's land. Oh, similar to eminent domain.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to take those people's land. Now, you remember,
like we said from the get-go. Like we I said in January, I said in Maui, chat said, I'm not going to go too deep, but chat said Maui. I said, yeah, bingo. Yeah, we saw this. But we're the crazy right-wing conspiracy theory people. I'm just saying, me and Mika's record is like, I don't know. We like undefeated. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. We in the championships. Our record is clean, spotless.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we talked about this.
Mm-hmm.
We literally talked about this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, every time there's something like this, of course, it's in their Project 2030. Okay, how they're going to start constructing these types of environments and lands, and how they want certain things. So it wasn't far-fetched to see what was going to happen. These people are getting their homes back.
Right. First of all, I knew it was crazy with the water. Remember the water? Remember they couldn't get the water? I was like, hold on. And then when it came out, I don't know if we talked about it on your show, it was my show, but the rights were privately owned with the water. It was the same.
The reservoirs, all of that.
Oh, and the fish. Remember the fish? We can't hurt the fish. Remember the fish?
I remember, and that's why that guy right there, he made that point to point out that they don't not ever roll back environmental regulations. Somebody said, "And the birds." So yeah, like it was so, like, you could see it coming.
Yeah,
you could see all of this coming, and they did absolutely nothing because they keep electing these Californian left-wing nuts. Okay, Karen Bass is over there giving out their money to illegals while they're sleeping on the streets. Meanwhile, black, I think it's black, right? Black unemployment is high in LA, and black homelessness is up in LA.
LA is really bad.
LA is very bad.
Yeah.
And then you got the vets, you got all of these people, you got the rural areas, you got so many things going on there. And it's just like they'd rather do all of this.
Yeah.
For illegals, people who don't pay into the system, they're draining, what is that called? Medi-Cal for California. It's like,
I didn't know. Okay. I didn't know that's what they call it.
Yeah, it's called like Medi-Cal or something like that. So they have their own state, Medicaid, and of course the federal one, and people go and use it. Like that's why it's being drained. So you have that. Then you have the host of other issues with housing already. So you know who they're going to build the houses for. So it's a lot. It's like a whole lot, but you just see it piece by piece by piece.
Look, we called it. Once you know the playbook, and I'm not going to get too much into it, but they want open borders. They don't want us owning anything. They want us living like serfs. They want, so the super wealthy elite can control everything, the globalists, whatever, so they control everything, and the rest of us are living like paupers. They really don't want us owning anything.
Right. You nothing and like it. So
Strauss.
Huh? What was
the guy who said that? His name was Strauss.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, from the World Economic Forum.
How you will own nothing and like it. So okay. So now let's get on to this, because I saw this and I just thought, my God, it is hilarious, because this is also something else that we talked about. So again, keeping with the theme of crazies, keeping with the theme of LA, keeping with the theme of immigration, I want you guys to also see what immigration can bring when you don't have a strict system and people can beat the system and game the system. Watch this.
Involving law enforcement and illegal migrants. Been going on for nearly a decade. Most are just hearing about it right now. Why?
The sound is kind of low,
They
Mika.
say chiefs accepted bribes for claiming
You said it's
hundreds
low?
of illegal
Yeah, it's
migrants
kind of
were
low. I
victims
don't know
of
if you can turn it up.
This one? Let's see.
armed
You hear that?
robberies, but the robberies never happened. Why would they
Yeah.
do that? Because being
All right.
scam involving law enforcement and illegal migrants been going on for nearly a decade. Most are just hearing about it right now. Why? FBI investigation in Louisiana. They say chiefs accepted bribes for claiming hundreds of illegal migrants were victims of armed robberies, but the robberies never happened. Why would they do that? Because being a victim of a serious felony like that qualifies migrants for a U visa and allows them to stay. Retired Homeland Security investigator Victor Avila has heard of this, and former FBI Supervisory Special Agent James Galliano. Jimmy understands why this matters and what has to be done about it. Gentlemen, thank you. So, Victor, you've heard of this before. You've dealt in this area of trafficking a lot, and you say that's the sweet spot where you have to examine how this type of fraud happens in trafficking, because that's such a big part of movement of people in and out of this country illegally. Why?
Because it's a loophole that they've been using, and this U visa scam has been going on for a long time. I saw it firsthand, many years. I used to issue these U visas for victims. When they were human trafficking victims, we got them a T visa, which is a little bit harder to prove and harder to attain. But the U visa became this kind of a loophole where if you couldn't get any other kind of visa, well, maybe you were a victim of a crime, whether family violence, a rape, or something like that. By the way, most of the recipients of U visas are females, but also there's males as well, but mostly females. And you have a lot of these groups, ACLU, other non-governmental organizations, kind of helping these people. And I remember being in El Paso, Texas, investigating these cases and thinking, are all these people actually, were a victim of a crime? And if so, exactly what happened in Louisiana, where's the police report? Because that would help them prove if the crime happened in the United States. When they claimed that it happened in a home country, well, that was even harder to prove and get documentation. And then this whole scam, by the way, Texas has been looking at this for a while. I just talked to a news organization here in Texas. It is getting out of hand. And I think you have to go back and review the issuance of these U visas, because what we want is the actual victim to get the visa, not these scammers. And I'm very disappointed, obviously, with the law enforcement involved here.
Gags, obviously the temptation is to say, oh, they must all be doing this. Cops are dirty. They're on the take. But you say if you look at how the DOJ approached this, there is an understanding that this is pretty limited in their context.
Chris, completely disheartening for law enforcement folks like me to hear of something like this. Not only were these bad police officers, they were in senior level positions. And look, make no doubt about it, the charges that the acting U.S. attorney made or brought down, they are hefty. Mail fraud, you're looking at potentially 20 years. Visa fraud, you're looking at potentially 10 years. Those could be served concurrently. And then you know how the feds are, Chris. We always throw in the conspiracy, because where two or more are gathered, they're in agreement. There's an intention to do something like commit fraud against the United States. And then lastly, an overt act is committed. Chris, I guarantee you at least one of these guys is going to be singing, but I am heartened that the acting U.S. attorney did state that this was not indicia of a problem within the police departments. This was a select few amount of people.
Now, I'm of the belief that it's probably not an overarching thing, but these are the type of things that you get into when you allow open borders, when you allow everybody to get a visa for something, because I understand trying to keep the person protected, that got assaulted, but to give them a visa, maybe they have a attempt something, but not a visa, because you want them to come to court and, testify. So I got that purpose, but to have a whole visa because you got assaulted, no wonder.
I was confused. So yeah.
So essentially what it is, it's where the United States will allow you to have a visa if you are an illegal migrant that got assaulted, right? Because if I get deported, then you don't have a case, right?
Got you.
And so it allows me to stay here without being deported. However, it's allowing me to stay, not something temporary, saying, hey, I need her for something, so let me allow her to stay. No, it allows me to stay. And then they overstay and you don't find them anymore.
So I wonder if the victim is illegal and they need this person to stay, is the perpetrator illegal, or well, the perpetrator would be a citizen?
It can be illegal or not. But if they're trying to catch them and they catch them, then they need witnesses, and the witness happens to be illegal, they can go down and file for this UV visa.
Okay, maybe I'm mean and cruel, and I very well could be.
No,
but I just feel like if the assailant is illegal and the victim's illegal, why don't they get deported? Like, why don't why don't they just go? Like,
that's my thing. But you know, how all that due process, everybody needs due process. So that's what they're doing. That's why they need to get rid of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I agree. Because I'm just like, if you,
it's a finesse. It's a finesse.
Yeah, it's a finesse.
They had a guy, the subway owner, right? The Indian guy. He goes and he has friends, which are the police department guys, right? The chiefs and all of that. They are writing false reports. So they write the report. They write the report, and now she has a report saying that this happened to me. And they only noticed it because it was an uptick in armed robberies. It was like, everybody getting robbed.
Wow.
So this is what I'm saying. Everybody eating off the illegal migrant situation. You got California doing what they do. You got these people out here with visas and police departments, and you even heard him. You have the ACLU and other activist groups. There was a video that I played one time with Ratchet Crockett and some other attorneys, and they were talking about how all they did was get these people off.
Wow.
So
wow. Well, you know what? I'm not shocked. I shouldn't be shocked. But yeah, I'm with you. I think we need to get rid of it. I mean, if you are the victim of a crime and you're an illegal immigrant, that is horrible. But you wasn't supposed to be here, though. I mean, I'm not trying to be this is what I'm saying. I just feel like when you're an illegal immigrant, it's horrible, but they are targeted for certain crimes. You know, like, even I saw a documentary, I saw some movie. It was a TV show, and the woman was a au pair. You know, she was a nanny, and the woman, it was some rich white lady, was holding her passport, but she was working illegally. You know, it just opens up a host. Oh my gosh, it's flies in here. It just opens up a host of things, and I just think, I'm not saying they need to get away with their crime, but I just think the host country.
It does. By having open borders and not having an actual process, you leave things open to where the illegal can take advantage of the system, and sometimes the illegal that just wants to come and do the right thing gets taken advantage of, because they think they're coming and doing this and that, and then they get into labor trafficking, which we know that happened at that farm.
That's what I'm talking about, labor trafficking. Yeah.
And other trafficking. You know what I mean? It's bad all the way around, on top of the economy, okay, with the jobs, on top of the housing situation, which California is taking advantage of. So it gets so convoluted that you don't even understand like what's going on. And by the time you actually realize it, it's already far too gone. It's too late. And that's why I'm glad that Donald Trump got elected, because without that, I'm telling you, this would have been a problem. Would have been a problem. We'll be looking like it does right now in England.
Yes.
I see them fighting over there for their lives every day.
Yes. It's a mess. And Canada is pretty bad. I mean,
yeah. Yeah. So that was the couple of stories that I just wanted to talk about because when I saw them, I was just like, really? And
No,
this
that
is
lady scamming. That's a trip.
yeah, this is the stuff we're dealing with in the United States, all because of illegal immigration. But they can go ahead and actually make up an actual, do law. Like write some legislation. Matthew Crockett has so much to say. Not one piece of legislation on illegal immigration.
No, of course not. She's not gonna do her job.
Never gonna do it. All right, you guys. Before I move on, let me get into some of these super chats really quick. The $4.99 super chat from Chaffer Morris. Thank you so much. Oh, super sticker. I call them super chats too. But thank you, Chaffer. I appreciate it. This is funny.
That is funny.
Oh, that taper. Okay. The night shift. $2.99.
They got them together, didn't they? Clean.
Together. It's the waves for me. All right. Thank you so much. $4.99 super chat from Eric Watson. Thank you. The crazy part about this, those same people will get mad at their elected officials and flee Cali, then they'll move to red states and still vote the same. Exactly. And then they'll be proud of it. Talking about, I'm trying to turn Texas purple. Like,
it's like leave that woke woke mind virus where you had it. Like, get out of here.
Didn't you just destroy your other home? Golly. Just a shame. Thank you, Eric. I appreciate you. All right. Steve O 215 $10 super chat. Thank you so much. Salute, ladies. 100. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Definitely trying. I appreciate you. And no more excuses with the $19.99 super chat. Thank you so much. Here to show support. Welcome to the city and hope you have a wonderful. I know you were trying to say day, weekend, whatever. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah. I can't wait to eat because I haven't eaten. I don't eat, so I'm hungry. Oh, and we have Brown Eyes with the $50 super chat. Oh, Kelly, you got one of your sound effects over there?
I do.
Give her a sound effect.
How is this one?
When we pull up, give me the loot.
There we go. Brown eyes.
Brown eyes. I appreciate you, hon. I just love you, ladies. Mika, you are so wise beyond your years. Thank you. Mika, I saw you on AD show last night. I know why you were extra chill. Look, Brown eyes. I gotta chill. And last night I was just happy I wasn't at the airport no more. I'm so sick and tired of sitting at the airport this week. I swear to goodness.
Would you have a long layover or something?
Oh, okay. So this is another thing, right? And before we get into the next topic, this is another thing. Remember all the stuff with air traffic control, and you remember what happened with the airplane where we're at, right? In DC. Well, DCA's air traffic control is a mess.
Okay.
The captain was just giving us the play-by-play. I love this captain. He was like, look, this is him on the speaker. Air traffic control, they don't know what's going on. We got planes coming in. We got planes going to the right, to the left. So we're going to sit up here and just wait our turn. But you'll see a plane coming in and you'll see me move. And you'll see, like, this is him talking. This is how he's talking. And he says, so when it's our turn, give it about 20 minutes, we'll move. And then he just kept coming back on and telling us. But he kept telling us that air traffic control was jacked up.
Did you see that female pilot that kind of had like a mental breakdown and was talking about, this was like a couple weeks ago. She said she was going through a bad breakup.
Yeah, she got on the thing, said she was getting a divorce. Everybody's like, we don't care. Can you fly the
Girl, after that, I said, oh, I don't ever want to have a female pilot.
That's who was driving and no smoke. That's who was driving the one that hit the helicopter.
I know. Yeah. I know.
So when Trump was saying DEI, he was trying to be nice about it, but he was telling the truth.
Oh, with that lady, it was because she didn't have enough flight. It was some stuff with her.
A lot. They do that a lot in.
Yeah, she didn't have like all the hours or something. I can't remember. It was something weird.
No, she didn't have all her flight hours. Yeah, but they do that a lot. That's not the first time they've done that. So it's just wild. It's wild what they'll do, in the sake of saying, well, we want diversity. Yeah, but let this woman or whoever the person is, let them get it because they can do it. If the standards are super high and a lot of women can't get in it, oh well.
It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
If the standards are high and a woman does get in it, then I'm super proud. Like, you did something. You actually did something.
I don't care if every pilot I have for the rest of my life is a old white man. I'm fine with that. I'm okay with that. I mean, that's who've been flying the planes when I was coming up, and I know they're gonna get me. They're gonna call me a coon and this, that, and the third. I don't want. I don't want any DEI with my flights, with my travel, with anything.
You're not a girl's girl.
That's right. That's what they call me.
Oh, gosh. All right, you guys. Let's get into this next nonsense. She's crazy. Let's go ahead and get into what I want to call, I would say, Ratchet Crockett just being Ratchet Crockett, because she's talking about gerrymandering a lot. And if you guys don't know what that is, that's when a particular party in a state decides to move the maps around so they can redistrict. She's been talking about this a lot. And it's crazy because she's talking about it as if the Democrats don't partake in these things. Okay. But I want you guys to hear what she said. I talked about it a little bit in my live stream from earlier this week, but here's her talking to, of course, China News Network extensively about the whole redistricting. Here we go. God, look at that face. Child.
Joining me now, Texas Democratic Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett is also a member of the House Judiciary and Oversight Committees. Congresswoman, when I heard about this, you were the first person I wanted to hear his opinion on this, because coming from Texas, are you concerned about that Republican effort to redraw those congressional lines? And if you are, which I'm assuming you are, what can you do about it?
Yeah, so first of all, we've got to educate people. So thank you for having the conversation. This is bigger than just Texas. A lot of people kind of look at this and be like, well, this is a Texas problem. No, it's an all of us problem. It's the entire country as well as the world that needs to be concerned. Because first of all, when we think about the fact that this administration has talked a lot about a third term, whoever controls the House is going to be the person who has to certify the election. So these guys don't play by any rules. They break everything. And right now, they are trying to not only rig the midterms, but potentially rig the next election by making sure that we have more of these complicit folk continuing to run the House, because honestly, they just do whatever he tells them to do. They don't do what the Constitution calls for, and they don't do what their oath calls for.
I'm old enough to remember and young enough to remember when gerrymandering was a horrible word. The idea of redrawing maps, both sides hated that particular issue. Democrats, Republicans, although I do hear Governor Gavin Newsom saying that he is suggesting perhaps something similar. Should he?
Absolutely.
So because it'll truly be tit for tat. Will that be respected?
You've got to meet the moment. You've got to meet the moment. And the reality is that we need to be in a fair position. Honestly, Donald Trump would not be causing the havoc that he's causing if it wasn't for North Carolina deciding that they were going to cheat as well. They ended up controlling the Supreme Court in North Carolina, and so they decided to redraw the lines. When they redrew the lines, they added 3 seats for Republicans. It is not reflective of the people in North Carolina. Right now,
I want you to keep, you guys, I want you to remember that. She said when North Carolina redrew their map, it didn't reflect the actual constituents, meaning if it was Republicans that redrew the line and you get a Republican in that district, the people there are mostly Democrat. But I want you to remember that.
You have 10 Republicans and 4 Democrats when it comes to the congressional makeup
But when you look at how the state voted, they barely voted a little bit over 50% for Donald Trump. But every other statewide election, governor on down, they voted for the Democrats. So it's a 50-50 state. And the congressional delegation used to be 7-7, reflective of the people. And so what we have now, though, is the state of Texas, ever since the Shelby v. Holder case, they have decided, you know what, thank you, hallelujah, because they have always been found to be intentionally discriminatory. When we ended up adding 2 new seats in the state of Texas, somehow that was because there were 95% people of color that were added to the state. But when it came down to it, somehow they worked around every single person of color that they could find to create 2 new Anglo seats. Right now, what they are going to...
She's a liar. So you guys, what she's saying is they made 2 new congressional seats in Texas, right? And I talked about this before. The 2 new seats that they got, she said Anglo, meaning white, okay? She said 2 new seats were Anglo Republicans. The 2 people that got them were Wesley Hunt, who's definitely not Anglo, okay?
Right.
Dark skin last time I saw him. And excuse me, the other gentleman is I can't remember his last name, but he is a Latino man. He's Mexican. Okay, he's of Mexican descent. Last time I checked, they were saying they want white. So those are 2 non-white, non-Anglos congressional seats. And the Latino man is not Republican. He is Democrat. So the Democrat
is lying.
and Wesley Hunt got the other seat. Those were 2 new seats that she's talking about. It's weird.
Yeah, she is lying.
She's a weirdo.
They are going to further dilute the voices of Black and brown people so that they can accomplish this sinister goal of making sure that they can squeeze out and cheat and get these seats.
To remind people, of course, North Carolina is one of those states where a judge said it was surgical precision they were using to try to gerrymander in this way. And of course, Shelby v. Holder rolling back the Voting Rights Act under Section 5, which continues to impact everyone even today. A big story right now that's happening, even aside from gerrymandering and redistricting, has been about what's going on with Jeffrey Epstein and the campaign.
Okay, I want it. However, so that's what Ratchet Crockett had to say about gerrymandering, or the Republicans doing something that it's a bad thing. Nobody has done it in a long time. They just keep doing this stuff. Okay, well, you can attest to this. We live in the state of Maryland. And in the state of Maryland, who controls the state of Maryland? The Democrats. How do the Democrats control the state of Maryland? Most of the people here are not all Democrat. So I found this because I want people to understand that she's a liar, and so are the Democrats. So I'm going to play this and then we'll talk about it.
Here's a map of Maryland's 8 congressional districts. The shape of each district is confusing, right? That's because they've been gerrymandered, which means they've been drawn to increase a party's chances of winning an election in each district. Let's take a close look at Maryland's 3rd congressional district as an example. In 2014, the Washington Post found this district to be the 2nd most gerrymandered in the entire country. But it didn't always look this weird. Since 1865, District 3 has represented Baltimore City. The district lines are redrawn every decade, but District 3 didn't really change for more than 100 years. In 1968, during the Civil Rights era, District 3 morphed, growing to help incorporate a new district designed to elect an African American. And it continued to grow, and grow, and grow, with the lines always shifting to make the district, and others around it, favor Democrats. By 2000, parties had become better at drawing districts that benefited their side. And Democrats, under Governor Martin O'Malley, continued to use redistricting to their advantage, taking a 4-4 split in congressional representatives in 2000 and turning it into a 6-2 Democratic advantage in 2004. Today, thanks in part to further redistricting in 2010, Democrats hold 7 of the 8 congressional seats.
7 of the 8 congressional seats in Maryland are owned by the Democrats.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to show that because it went back to the 1800s.
Yes, and I've looked up maps. I guess is this map saying like though the red is the counties that are Republican and the rest is blue? This isn't even accurate. It's more red.
This
is old.
Yes.
Oh yeah, this is old. This is old.
Yes, so it's even worse now. This
Mhm.
is from 2016.
Yeah, it's actually most red counties, and then yeah, because y'all got to think about this. When you think of Maryland, it's not just where me and Mika are, which is near DC. It's a lot of rural areas of Maryland, and it's a lot of white. I'm going to say it's a lot of white people in these rural areas of Maryland. It's not that blue. It's really not that blue.
Yeah.
So 7 of the 8 is insane. That's insane.
7
In
of the
fact,
8
let me try to pull up a map.
started with Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you even look at it, they said, okay, they did the redistricting in 1968 to get an African American. How was that not illegal? How was that not illegal?
They said it's cool when we do it. It's a problem when they do it.
Yeah. How was that not illegal? Hold on, wait. You wanted an African American candidate. Let me just redistrict it because it's more black people over here. Like what?
And I'm going to say it. The black Democrats are the thievingest. They the worst. I'm going to say it. And now y'all can call me a coon, whatever. They do the most stealing. It's a reason why. Okay, Baltimore, and I'm going because it's your show. I was on a panel. I was on Fatty's panel, girl, and I was trying to explain to these liberals because they were like, "Oh, they need, the schools need more money. They need more money," and I'm like, "No, they don't. No, they don't." I said, "Not in my state." And the chat was on it. Chat even said they was like, "Hold on, doesn't Baltimore spend $22,000 per student?" I said, "Yes, Baltimore City. Yes, they do."
It has the worst graduation rate where most of the
yes. So I'm like, no, it's
education.
Yes, and it's one of the worst. And Maryland is actually ranked
so high.
Girl, and Maryland is ranked one of the highest, like for public schools in the state. I think they was like ranked for like number 4. But the rich areas, the richer counties have like some of the worst schools, and it's not due to money. Like DC, a DC teacher gets paid on average like $90,000. So that's why I'm like, no, it's not. I said, that's not it. They were like, well, maybe it is with this. I said, I can't speak to that. I said, I'm just saying it's not a money thing. And I said, I don't know where the money's going.
They're not short of money.
They're not short of money.
The money goes. They make the government so big, and that's where they spend the money at. I mean, right now, Westmore is on his campaign, but I'm like, sir, you came in with a $3 to $5 billion surplus.
Mm-hmm.
How are we in a $2 to $3 billion deficit?
They're stealing, man.
And they just do whatever. So
they're stealing.
I just wanted to play this because I know how people are with the whole it's the Republicans. No. The Democrats do it. They just don't put it out front. The Democrats have great PR. I don't know who runs the PR for the Democrats, but they get to skip around a lot of the stuff that they do.
Mm-hmm.
Media runs interference for them, and you never see any of this stuff. So a lot of people don't know that they do the exact same thing. That's why I wanted you guys to pay attention to her talking about redistricting and how they redrawn the maps, and they're not supposed to do this and yada yada yada. And the Democrats do the exact same thing. I say, if you ever hear Democrats say something about a Republican doing it, it means they did it first. They like Ray J.
Mm-hmm.
They did it first.
You clearly this a lot of red. So So what did you say? You said 8 out of the 9, or was it 7 out of 8?
7 out of the 8 districts.
7 out of the 8. 7 out of the 8 are blue. Look, and I know y'all thinking, well, maybe the blue is more densely populated. It is. It's not that much more densely populated. Like, come on. This is that's bananas.
PG County got just as many people as Anne Arundel County, and so on and so on.
Thank you.
Yeah. So this is the games they play. So you guys, that is why I say Ratchet Crockett and the rest of the gang and the bald-headed reasoning crew don't know what they're talking about, because they absolutely do the same things that they're complaining about. They absolutely engage in fraud. They absolutely engage in redistricting. Okay. And so in Texas, I don't see what the problem is, because they do it in other places, which is the reason why in rural counties here, and well, not here, but in Maryland, that's why if you are Republican, you'll never get one. You'll never get one. You'll never get anybody Republican, because the Democrats have a run of Maryland. So I wanted to get that straight. I wasn't able to talk about it earlier this week when she was running her mouth. But thank you, you guys. I appreciate you listening to my rant on that, because I'm telling you, I can't stand when they do that. But all right, so let's move into our last topic here. And the topic of the day: Russia. Before we get into it, how do you feel about this? How do you feel about the information that came out?
What are you talking about? The Russia hoax? Hold on, what are you talking about? What'd you say?
How do you feel about the information that came out with the Russia hoax?
I don't know exactly what you're talking about. What exactly are you talking about?
So with the Russia hoax, all the information came out with the fact that it was, of course, the people that we knew who it was, the Obama administration, Hillary, and all those other characters.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about the Tulsi Gabbard talking about she's referring it to the DOJ?
Oh, okay, yeah. I think she's something with the they're gonna do an investigation, and I think they're gonna take a vote on something or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's good. Good, do it. I mean, I'm gonna be interested to see what comes out, because I think there's a lot of stuff with the whole Burisma that is, kind of swept under the rug. I think, yeah, if I have the story correct,
mm-hmm.
I think they do need to do an investigation and to look into all of that, because it's a lot of weird stuff with Ukraine. It's stuff with Ukraine with the jab, the vaccine. It's a lot of weird stuff with Ukraine. So that, yeah, it needs to be looked into.
All right. So here is a quick look at Donald Trump back when he tried to tell 60 Minutes that this was happening.
Was when they spied on my campaign. They spied on my campaign.
There's no
Leslie.
real evidence of that.
Of course there is.
No.
It's all over the place. Leslie,
Sir,
they spied on my campaign and they got caught.
Can I say something? This is 60 Minutes. And we can't put on things we can't verify.
You won't put it on because it's bad for Biden.
We can't put on things we can't verify.
Leslie, they spied on my campaign.
Well, we can't verify.
It's been totally verified.
No.
It's been, just go down and get the papers. They spied on my campaign. They got caught.
No.
And then they went much further than that and they got caught. And you will see that, Leslie.
And
okay.
It was when they spied on my campaign.
This aged well.
It's coming back to me now. Yes, they have to have an investigation, because there were journalists doing whole pieces on this, putting out these lies, and they even were awarded the Pulitzer, or what was it? A Pulitzer Prize for lies that were put out. I remember. It's coming back to me now. Yes, we definitely need to have an investigation. I think Trump sued the reporter, if I'm not mistaken.
A lot of people. And
he's about to sue Fox News. He's suing everybody. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's suing
Rupert Murdoch. Excuse me, not Fox News. Rupert Murdoch.
I know what you meant. He owns it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because they run it. They just run with stuff, right? Because they're trying to use the whole public figure, being that you're a public figure, people get it wrong sometimes. But when you
No.
willfully do things, nah. And they know what they're doing. So I wanna get into it, but I wanna play this quick reminder for everybody so you can see what the buildup was, and then we're gonna get into the news now. Here we go.
Trump will not be president. Highly critical, biased text messages between senior FBI officials Peter Strzok and Lisa Page.
There will be no question about the outcome of this election.
And she got ahead of herself. This utterly stunned this campaign.
Head home. You should get some sleep. We'll have more to say tomorrow.
Our constitutional democracy enshrines the peaceful transfer of power.
The peaceful transition of power is one of the hallmarks of our democracy. We want to do everything we can to help you succeed, because if you succeed, then the country succeeds. These declassified documents that were just released.
Officials in the Obama administration were asking for the identities to be unmasked of Americans.
Unmasking of aides and staffers of the incoming president.
The basic charge, political spying.
To disrupt the peaceful transfer of power.
Unmasking of American citizens. It could be a real problem.
Why is it that the unmasking of Flynn somehow ended up in the pages of the Washington Post?
I know nothing about those rules to investigate Michael Flynn.
The vice president said that yesterday, and then the last name on this list is Joe Biden.
The Obama administration was bitter. They wanted to do everything they could to undermine the incoming Trump administration.
Really designed to sabotage and really upend the new administration.
An outgoing president and a vice president and a Washington Post columnist and the FBI setting up an incoming administration. Wow. That's a real conspiracy, and nobody wants to talk about it.
Obamagate. I like that. I like that. That's cool. That's cute. I like it.
So now let's get into the actual updated news, because here's the thing. Y'all are wild in the chat. Here's the thing. They knew this, right? They knew all of this stuff, but for some reason they thought they were going to be able to bury it.
Mm-hmm.
And they haven't been able to do that.
Look, okay, I'm so dramatic and you know it. I just feel like everything is coming to light. Like everything is coming to light. Yeah. And I'm so here for it and I love it. And I don't know, maybe I'm dramatic. I know.
And this is the reason why I think he was trying to slow-mo the Jeffrey him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think this is the reason why, because there's a lot. And I think one, he was using it for leverage, but two, there's a lot of other things that he can connect. And let's be clear, if Donald was on those lists or whatever they think is in there,
it would have came out. So for them not to,
it wouldn't have to do all of this Russia.
The way they did not want this man, the way they did everything to keep him out of office with the lawfare, that would have been the quickest, easiest way to get him out of here. So that's how you know that's not true. And we have the flight logs. Like they act like we don't have flight logs.
Yeah. Because what's her name? Sunny was like, yeah, we don't need to talk about people on the flight logs. And now she's like, yeah, I want to see this stuff released. And it's like, ma'am, you just said last year you didn't want to because you knew that.
Okay, if you want to see it released, you had 4 years to say this when Biden was in office, right?
Correct.
Okay.
And that I'll give China News Network that they did ask, a lot of politicians, a lot of Democratic politicians about it, right? Like, why didn't you put it forward?
Mm-hmm.
They beat around the bush, whatever, but they're lying. However, let's get into Fox News. Breaking story on this.
Fox News alert. We just got a peek inside Obama's black book, and it turns out Barack knew the Russia hoax was a hoax all along, but pushed it anyway to sabotage the Trump presidency. DNI Tulsi Gabbard declassifying pages and pages of documents showing Obama's intel guys briefed him just weeks after the 2016 election that the Russians didn't actually sway the election. Quote, we assessed that Russian and criminal actors did not impact the recent U.S. election results. Criminal activity also failed to reach the scale and sophistication necessary to change election outcomes. But Obama just couldn't accept that. So he and his staff instructed intel agencies to cook up new reports to support Russia collusion. Quote, after the meetings, Clapper's executive assistant emailed intelligence community leaders, tasking them to create a new intelligence community assessment per the president's request that detailed the tools Moscow used and actions it took to influence the 2016 election. Tulsi Gabbard described what she found as a conspiracy to subvert the will of the American people. And she says the people involved should be prosecuted and has made a criminal referral to the Department of Justice. We knew Hillary created the dossier, and now we have proof that Barack was calling the shots and the documents to prove it.
So
Look. They laughed at us. I'm going to keep saying this. They laughed at us. They called us conspiracy theorists. What was our joke we always say? Oh, Obama's fourth term. Remember that? Remember they say we would be like, oh, he won his fourth. If that sounds like a what is it? Third, fourth term right there. Because they just said Obama was calling the shots.
Yep.
He's supposed to be in Martha's Vineyard with his wife. Excuse me. He's supposed to be over in Martha's Vineyard, with his wife. But here he go calling the shots. Okay, on your fifth term. Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people don't remember that was a thing. The third term conspiracy, that was Obama.
That's what I'm saying.
They can't play with us. That's right, Big Mike. They can't play with us. Like, remember all of that stuff, right? All right. So, you guys, let's go ahead and get into what Miss Tulsi had to say about everything that's going on, because she broke it down. All right, here we go.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sean. This is such an important issue, and I just want to start by saying that this is an issue that is important to every single one of us as Americans. This is not a partisan issue. It has to do with the integrity and the strength of our democratic republic. And it lays out this over 100 documents that you're referencing that I released, declassified and released, spells out in great detail exactly what happens when you have some of the most powerful people in our country directly leading at the helm, President Obama, and his senior-most national security cabinet, James Comey, John Brennan, James Clapper, and Susan Rice, and others, essentially making a very intentional decision to create this manufactured, politicized piece of intelligence with the objective of subverting the will of the American people, who in November of 2016 delivered a historic victory to President Trump, defeating Hillary Clinton. And President Obama and his team, their goal was to essentially not accept the decision of the American people and to use this manufactured, politicized intelligence as a means to enact what would become essentially a years-long coup against President Trump. You have gone into great detail over these years of what the effects of this document and this decision have resulted in. Obviously, a years-long Mueller investigation that cost taxpayers almost $40 million, 2 congressional impeachments, endless smears and attacks against not only President Trump, but his family. He had senior members of his team who were investigated, some arrested and jailed. We had heightened and increased tensions between the United States and Russia. The list goes on and on about the consequences of President Obama and his senior cabinet members politicizing intelligence once again, and I say these words very clearly, to enact what was essentially a years-long coup, subverting the will of the American people in that election in November. Now, you referenced this president's daily brief document.
So that's just some of it. So we'll get into some more, but what are your thoughts so far?
My thoughts are, we were right again. I love to be right. That's something about me. I love to be right. We were right again. I think justice will be served, and we we've got to get these actors out of here. Who do you want to go down in the next 4 years? I'm going to tell you who's top on my list. And I'm talking about conspiracy stuff. Adam Schiff. I want R.I.P. Anthony Bourdain, and I'm gonna just leave it at that. The chat's hip. Chat knows what's up.
Yeah,
That's who I want to go down. That's who I want to see go down.
Bourdain and his girl. We'll leave it at that. Yeah,
That's right.
yeah, and
Your car says Nancy Pelosi. Who know that? That's a good one.
Ain't never going down.
I don't know. She may flee to Israel or something. I don't know.
It's never. It's so funny you said Schiff.
She
right?
ain't going there. She got the mob behind her back.
So funny you said Schiff because
you know who her father is. You know who her father was.
Yeah. She's like Italian mafia or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, look, the rabbit hole goes deep. Okay. So all of these people are connected. It's so funny that you said Schiff because here is all the times he was saying all of that.
In which the Russians offered help, which we know they did. The campaign accepted help, which we know they did. The Russians then delivered help, which we know they did.
There is circumstantial evidence of collusion.
The case is more than that, and I can't go into the particulars, but there is more than circumstantial evidence now. So
you've said on more than one occasion that you've seen ample evidence of the Trump campaign's Russia collusion. Last March, you said you had more than circumstantial evidence of treasonous collusion with Russia.
I've certainly said that there's ample evidence of collusion.
Can you agree that there has been no evidence of collusion, coordination, or conspiracy that has been presented thus far between the Trump campaign and Russia?
No, I don't agree with that at all. I think there's plenty of evidence of collusion or conspiracy. But we do know this. The Russians offered help. The campaign accepted help. The Russians gave help, and the president made full use of that help. And that is pretty damning. Reviewing the evidence that I have, in which.
So that is literally a minute-long montage of him.
Adam Schiff. He got to pay. He got to pay, man. He got to pay. He's got to go down.
That's what a lot of them do. So at the end of the day, I think I think a lot of this is I'm hoping what I'm hoping for at the end of this that a lot of people, actually get prosecuted.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I want some justice. He's got to go down. He's got to go down. All this Russiagate stuff. And it's like you said, whatever the Democrats say that the Republicans are doing, they've already done. Okay. This guy, he's a piece of work. All right. That's all I'm going to say. And if y'all don't know, just put in on X, Adam Schiff.
Oh, yeah.
And Anthony Bourdain and do your own daggone research. Pull it up yourself.
All that stuff will come up. So I wanted to look at really quick before we end. I wanted to look at some of the actual paperwork. So this is some of the actual paperwork here. And I was just like, with that being said, how did they continue with this? Like when you are a journalist and you have investigative work, look at this. It says activity on and since election day.
Wow.
It's highlighted. It's there. Okay. We assess that foreign adversaries did not use cyber attacks on election infrastructures to alter the U.S. presidential election outcome this year. And then if you go down, December 8th, it says Russian and criminal actors did not impact recent U.S. elections. And this was December 8th, 2016.
Wow.
So they already knew what Gabby knows now. They already knew this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then let me see. I think I had one more. what does this one say? On January 5th, following a briefing by IC leadership on Russia hacking during the 2016 presidential election, President Obama had a brief following on conversation with FBI Director Jim Comey and Deputy Attorney Sally Yates in the Oval Office. Vice President Biden and I were also present. And this is to Susan Rice, who I don't.
Okay.
So all of this information they already had. Okay, the media, everybody understands that this is the information, but they chose not to put it out there.
Mm-hmm.
And now, they're gonna, try to come back more than likely and say, oh, well, they're lying about this, they're lying about that. But these are documents from actual FBI files. And as you can see, some of it's redacted to keep certain stuff safe. But these are actual the National Archives of Records. Like, these are actual papers. These are copies.
Look, it's Saturday, so we're going to be casual today. This is why they tried to take our boy out. This is why they tried to take out all of this stuff. USA, the Russia, they did everything to take our boy out, to have us serfs, so we would not know, to keep us in the dark. To keep us in the dark of all the tomfoolery, deep state shenanigans they had been up to. Because I'm just saying.
Yeah. So these are.
They tried to kill my father.
Oh, it's Saturday, John.
Chappelle show. Chappelle, y'all don't get the reference. Chappelle.
Wrap it up, B. Wrap it up.
Don't drop that shit. I got it in this special CIA napkin.
Hey, that show is a classic.
Mm-hmm.
Classic. Oh my God. Okay. But yeah, I am just happy because here's the thing. They're going to try to use this whole Jeffrey Epstein stuff to keep everything going. And honestly and truly, what do they like to say? It's a nothing burger. It's a nothing burger.
I don't vote for him off off Jeffrey, off Thug. I'm gonna call him Thug 2. I ain't vote for him over Thug 2. I didn't. I mean, I hate what's happened. R.I.P. to Virginia, seriously, because I know what they did to that girl, but that really wasn't on my list of stuff for why I voted for him. I'm not gonna lie, and I would tell the truth. I really would.
Those are the files, though, right? Those are the files, things like that. I understand people wanting to see these other people, right? I understand that, but Donald Trump is doing amazing things in the economy right now. Nobody's talking about how July and June numbers, okay, for not only consumer spending, but inflation, right? Inflation went down, consumer spending was up amidst all the tariffs, how we're in a surplus for the first time in a long time. We have trillions.
How about this? You got on a flight. You got on a flight and didn't have to take your shoes off. Okay.
I didn't.
That's not talked about enough for me, friend.
I got on the plane, you guys. I got on the plane, and I didn't really think about it. So I'm taking off the shoes. Everybody looking at me. I'm like, why nobody got their shoe off?
That's right. Our boy. Look, and that stuff. Look, y'all gonna let that stuff matters. Hold on, I got it right here. That stuff matters because it improves your quality of life. Oh, wait, you still got your thing up.
I got you.
It improves your quality of life. This like I said, this is not talked about enough for me. Yeah, we got almost 1 million self-deported illegals. That's great too. I really like that. But it's the small things like this that improve your life. He's doing this big one. And I don't know about you, Mika. I'd rather have a non-bankrupt country than that list. I'm just saying.
Correct.
I'm just saying.
I understand people wanting people to be held accountable. And
I do too.
I'm on it. I get it. But I don't want that to be the derailment for everything else good that's going on.
And this is just another conspiracy that, it's Saturday. I'm talking about conspiracies. This is another conspiracy, but I'm just saying I'd rather my country not be if I had to choose the two, and I'm not saying one is connected to the other, but let's just say for argument, if it was some people on that list that said, we're going to bankrupt your country, I don't want that list. It's what's done in the dark comes to light, and it will come out. It's just not going to come out the way we want right now. It's going to come out.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely 100% true. And I think that's what's happening right now, right? Trump make sure he can get the country the way it is, because I assure you that list or the people that went to this island, I assure you those are the same people that put funding into certain corporations in this country, put money this and that and the third. So I get what Trump's doing, but I also get the sentiment from the public.
I get it. Yeah.
I say defund TSA too, because I've never, I've never lived in a time without TSA, and I went back and I just watched videos on YouTube of people going on the plane without TSA. I was like, oh, it looks like a fantastic time.
You just will walk on through. That's what they said. I remember I flew before 9/11, but I really don't remember like that. I was, a child, but yeah, they say you could just walk on, and they used to be able to smoke on airplanes too. Like that was the thing.
I'm okay with, because I can't.
Oh no, we don't need to go back to that.
I'm okay with that.
We definitely don't need to go back to that.
It's all of this just goes to show you everything we talked about today. Just goes to show you that the Democrats and people that vote for the Democrats have absolutely no idea how they're damaging the country. I'm talking about the liberals, because the Democrats, they know what they're doing. But meaning the people that vote for them, their constituents, they have absolutely no idea how these people are damaging the country. And when you look at the Palisades, when you look at the rest of LA, the homelessness, when you look at the train that's never been built, okay? Hey, when you look at all of that stuff, billions of dollars on a train that's never been built from the federal government in 20 years. Why?
Or remember those charging stations? They spent all that money on them few little charging stations. It was something crazy. And I'll tell you what else was defunded that isn't talked about enough, that warmed my heart, and I know it warmed yours. They defunded Planned Parenthood.
Yes.
I love that. I'm sorry. I don't want my tax dollars going to killing babies.
No,
I don't want that.
I think the person that wants to do it, they allow them to pay for it, and that's fine.
Right, pay for it out of their own pocket. Yeah. And they'll say this, oh, well, Planned Parenthood, they do more than that. I don't know. I never heard of nobody going there for anything other than that.
They do, but it is usually around that.
I'm not a dummy. They can say whatever they want to say. And if you go there to get tested, go to figure it out. I don't know what to tell you. I don't care.
Go somewhere else. Everybody knows that you can go to the hospitals and they're not going to turn you around. It is what it is.
There you go.
I'm just happy. All of this stuff is starting to come out, and the truth, the truth is being shown to, the American people. We're talking about redistricting. I'm showing you guys that it's not just the Republicans. The Republicans are just finally learning to play the game back. But me personally, with either side, I think you should accurately represent the people. And that's something that Hogan tried to do here in Maryland. But overturned it. But it should accurately reflect who's in those districts. But it is what it is. But, you guys, thank you so much for pulling up. I just wanted to do a live stream because I did not get to live stream with you guys, with Kelly, with anybody for the latter half of the week. And I have been in these airports and I'm just exhausted. So,
we appreciate you coming on live, girl.
And I appreciate all you guys pulling up, because I just happened to glance down and I saw the numbers. Thank you guys for pulling up. I guess Saturday y'all are up. I might have to rethink some stuff. I might have to rethink some of these Saturdays. I'm like, okay, maybe put off a brunch or two. But anywho,
look, we got some before you close out. Y'all go ahead. I put in the chat my channel. I'm probably gonna go live at about 6 o'clock. I'm gonna talk about politics, a little bit of politics and some pop stuff. But
I'll be there to be messy in your chat for a little bit.
And me and Mika may have a surprise for y'all tomorrow. We gotta see. We may have a little surprise for y'all. And that'll be cool.
Thank
you. But yeah, great show. Girl, if Mika doesn't go live, then it's stuff I just don't know about. Like I'm one of them people. I read the headlines a little. I get, which is a typical Democrat move. I'll read the headlines, or sometimes I'll see stuff in my algorithm. Fox News will come up, and I'll see a little bit. But no, I need to know what's going on in the world. If Mika don't go live, I don't know what's going on.
For that Joy Reid stuff, I was like, dang.
Oh, now that I saw.
I was like, man. But yeah, thank you so much. And thank you so much for dealing with the fact that I might sound like I'm in a big chamber because I'm in my hotel room. But thank you guys. Thank you always, Kelly, for pulling up and adding value to the live stream. I appreciate you guys. Thank you, War Peace, Quick Fix, Brandon, James, Donna. Hey, girl. Loud and Clear. Thank you, Macquavius. Thank you, your car. Thank you, Tyrone, Tech Des. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sugar Shane. Thank you, Isaiah, Dion, Abyss Stay Winning, Quick Fix. Miss Brown Eyes, thank you. Thank you so much. Prime, War is Peace. Thank you so much. Loud and Clear. Who else we got? Melvin, thank you. Qatar, thank you. Who else we got? Who got? AR Smitty, Slimmy, thank you. Purge the BS, Quick Fix. I think I said that all right. But Simeon, thank you so much. Who else we got in here? Ooh.
Spaces pulled up. Spaces. Dion.
I be trying to catch it. Y'all chats be so fast. I be trying to catch it.
Brandon Nesbitt. I see AJ Wise.
Yeah, hello. Who else we got? JG, thank you so much. I be trying. Oh, yep, I see spaces now. Thank you, Steve O. Thank you, No More Excuses. Thank you, Eric Watson. Thank you, Miss Brown Eyes. Thank you, The Night Shift. Thank you, Chat for Moors. Thank all of you for the super chats. I really appreciate it. I'm trying to see if I see any more. Y'all chats are fast. Wow. Thank you, Lamar. Thank you, D'Angelo. Thank you, Rox. I think I got as many as I can get without having to go too deep in all this chat. But as always, if I didn't get to you, I apologize, but I do appreciate you pulling up. Like, comment, and subscribe. Hey. Oh, I didn't see that one coming.
This just popped up.
Thank you so much for the $5 super chat, Macquavius. I don't know why I like saying that like that. I'm still your favorite government. You're the only government worker I know. Yes, so you would be the favorite. But yeah, thank you, Macquavius. Yeah, government workers. A lot of people don't tell that they're government workers anymore. So maybe because they're all getting. Maybe they all work for U.S. Aid, or what's that other one?
Department of Education.
Yes, the Department of Education. Yeah, all the government workers real salty right now, so they don't want to talk about. They don't want to shout out the government. I think I got everybody. Oh, Magnificent Gaming, thank you. Mozzie, thank you. Q Hamilton, thank you. Brock, thank you. Jay Owens, Ian. Oh man, it was a lot of you guys. Thank you so much for pulling up. As always, thank you. It's your girl Mika and my girl Kelly. And visit her page. And I saw you, Marquavius, with that Jasmine Minaj. You tried it. You thought I didn't see it, but
not too much on our girl.
I held it back. Yeah. Thank you guys for pulling up. It's your girl Mika, and I'm out. Peace.